What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
Welcome back. Thanks again for tuning in to the Real Monica Adams Show. So if you look in the comment section, I just dropped in a few different links for you. One having to do with the event for Timmy Zell. Please purchase your tickets if you can. I think they've sold about 375 tickets, looking to sell out at 500. So share that with your family and friends. And I also just dropped in two links. One about a slumber party that we'll be talking about, and everything you need to know about CARE STL, including how to get tickets for their upcoming gala. You know, I get excited when we have animals in studio, and we do today. We're going to introduce you to Maddie. We have adoption and foster manager Jessica Schultz and Melissa Strohmeyer, who is the adoption counselor, and sweet Maddie. So thank you all for coming in. Oh my gosh, Maddie. Let's just start with Maddie. Maddie is showing up in my reels and my stories today, so be sure to look for those. Okay, let's talk about Maddie. You've had Maddie for how long?
About 2 weeks at the shelter. He is a 3-year-old Shih Tzu, weighing in about 16 pounds. He's a super house guest, very quiet, gentle, calm. He's a good boy.
And you actually fostered him overnight?
Did.
And had no problems, right?
No problems. Perfect house guest.
So he's having a big day, one very positive, happy day this morning, and then he's going to get fixed.
Yep.
And then he'll be like, what just happened to me?
Right.
But right now, look at this face. I mean, come on. So how many dogs do you have in the shelter right now?
Currently, we have about 70 dogs in the
my
shelter.
goodness.
Yeah, so we are at maximum capacity. So yeah, if anybody can help out by fostering, adopting, we could really use the community support.
Yeah, I was looking on your social media pages, which, by the way, do me a favor and follow their social media pages, follow their website, so that you can always know the wonderful things that they're doing. But I saw a post about a week or so ago saying, we need foster help. You had like 50 dogs that you needed help with, right?
We do, yes. It's a constant need. So if you do decide to foster, we can provide you with all the supplies. We'll set you up with food, collar, leashes, toys. It's not as hard as you think. It's really easy, and it's so incredible to foster.
Now, Jessica, the hardest part is not becoming a foster fail.
True. That is super true. But that's okay too. Yeah, it's okay.
I speak. Have you all done that?
Yes.
So have I. That's how I got Adelaide. Adelaide was in my home for 1 hour, and I said, "Come to Mama." And my husband looked at me and said, "Mama, I thought we were fostering." I was like, well, whatever. Right. We're adopting. It's hard. But yes, if you can foster and you can help out, that's just one way. Let's get in, ladies, to CARE STL. There might be some people that are hearing about CARE STL for the very first time today. So tell them how long you've been in existence. And I'm really excited to show the transformation of the new shelter.
Absolutely. So we have been in existence for about 7 years now. We work with the City of St. Louis Animal Control. So any animal they find, they bring to us. So we are open admission. So we just have animals coming in constantly.
Yeah. That's the thing is, we talk about shelters a lot, and it is people probably calling in, emailing, direct messaging, saying, hey, you got to get this dog, you got to get that dog. And I love the fact that shelters all work together of, can you take any? We are maxed out. So right now you're maxed out.
We are completely maxed out.
But there's all these animals out there, and people are like, what can we do? Well, spay and neuter your dogs, first of all.
100%.
Right?
Absolutely.
That's probably one of the biggest things that we can say.
Most definitely. It's super important.
And I mentioned the aspect of, last year when we did the gala, we were excited to say there was something new coming. And it was very emotional, by the way. Yes, Julie, Tristan, and I will be there for you for the gala again. She and I will be co-emceeing, and then I'll be doing the auction. So please bring your money if you are coming. If you can't, then please bring somebody that can, right? So silent auction items, live auction items, donations, those are all things that are needed. But Wang Horak, who is the CEO, the founder of CARE STL, she made a big announcement last year. You want to talk about that?
She did, absolutely. So we are super excited to say that we are going to open up our own building where we own it. We're not leasing, we're not renting, we're going to own the building. We are going to concentrate on our clinic to help spay and neuter as many St. Louis pets as we can.
Yeah, and you're looking at it right now on the screen. It looks gorgeous. How big is that?
You know
Do you
what?
know?
I am not certain how
It's
big
huge.
it is. It's a, yeah, I think 30,000 square feet is
And
what
where
it's
is that
gonna be.
located?
It is on,
It's by City Museum, actually.
there you go.
Oh.
It's right
City
behind,
Museum.
yes,
Maddie, are
Convention
you going to run
Plaza
around
Drive.
there? No, he's like, I'm going to be, I'm going to visit. That's the greatest thing. What are the two of you, I'll do it separately. What do the two of you love most about what you do for CARE STL?
Okay, I'll go first. I love seeing pets reunited with their owners. We have a return to home program, and that is one of my favorite, most rewarding things to see.
Absolutely. There's got to be a lot of emotion there, connecting and reuniting pets with their families. That's the biggest thing that we would say from an adoption standpoint. It is to adopt, pass along the word of knowing that others need to step up as well, and then be able to come back
Sure.
and say, look at the kind of life that I've been able to give this animal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, once again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking to adoption and foster manager Jessica Schultz, and Melissa Strohmeyer is the adoption counselor. Melissa, what about for you?
Absolutely. I've been volunteering with CARE and a staff member for a long time. And I just find the place amazing. It's a labor of love.
Yeah.
And I enjoy giving walkthroughs to our people come in who want an animal. And they know they love animals just as we do. And I said, I have the perfect job. I do. I'm the luckiest, right? Because I get to hang out with animals. When we get the kittens that came in last week, puppies, dogs, and they're just all amazing, cute animals that need loving homes. And that's my job.
Right, and I always do the hashtag and cats, right? We can never forget about the
sure.
cats.
Nope.
So I always love to do the hashtag to adopt, don't shop. There are a lot of people, though, they grew up in families and they bought dogs and they never knew a life of, oh, there's all these amazing dogs waiting for you for adoption. Can you address that?
Yes, like you said earlier, spay and neuter is so important. It is crucial for our pets, and we see a lot of, there's an amazing amount of like great breeds that we have at the shelter that come through. So yeah, I would definitely encourage people to look for an adopter, a pet to adopt.
Absolutely. And so that's the part that I want to stress, because a lot of times I think people, when they're like, oh, rescue, what are we getting into? Are they all mutts? No, I mean, there's some purebreds.
Oh, absolutely.
You have 70 dogs. Yeah, go ahead and talk about Maddie.
Absolutely. Maddie's Shih Tzu and pleasantly perfect in every way. We all get different kinds of animals. Yes, probably 80% or more are pitty mixes. They're all gentle, good, and kind. They're so loving. They're Velcro dogs. Yes, Maddie. Did you want to say something?
Maddie's like, I just want to say, give those pity mixes a chance.
Definitely give them a
Indeed.
chance.
We love them.
I do want to
Yes.
address that, because I'm glad you brought that up. There are so many people that are like, a pit bull, a pit mix. They're dangerous. Can you talk about that?
Okay, so we understand they get a bad rep. They really do, but they are gentle. They're some of the most loving, just like Melissa said, Velcro dogs. They will be such a loyal companion to you. Yeah, they're perfect.
No, I agree. But it is, look, it's the pitties, it's the Dobermans, Rottweilers. I don't know who started it, but stop.
Right,
Right? Because they
right.
need, I have been around them. I'm like, oh, they're big goofballs.
They are. They're super playful. They're very, very loving. You really can't find a better dog.
They're loyal. They just want to do right by you.
They do. Yep.
But unfortunately, you have these people that suddenly somebody will adopt one, and then you have somebody in the neighborhood that's like, stay away, or I want to, something's going to happen.
We
I'm
see
sure
it all
you
the
see a lot.
time.
Yes,
We
we
do.
do. We do. Again, they get a bad reputation, and it's not true at all. Oh gosh, I purposely give them little treats when I go to our Clark location, and they're so gentle at taking treats. They're so sweet.
Yeah.
Our volunteers, they walk them. Without our volunteers, we just couldn't.
Yeah, how many volunteers do you have?
Oh my gosh.
So many.
Yeah,
I would say over 100.
Holy
Right.
cow.
It keeps the place running.
does.
Like
Do you need more?
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
the
all the
time,
time.
all the time.
And so if somebody does volunteer, what do they get a chance to do?
They walk the dogs.
Good exercise for
Yes,
you.
good exercise. I mean, we are in the city. There's probably, you don't think a lot of places to walk. Oh my gosh, you can walk around the block. You and a partner of you can walk the dogs.
you can volunteer in the cat room.
absolutely.
We also
Zach,
have.
come on.
Yes,
My
yes.
director, Zach, loves cats.
Yeah.
Can't forget the cats, like we
we
said.
even have other things to do, like laundry, dishes, just keep the place running. Basically, we will find something for you to do if
Also-
you'd like to volunteer.
Lobby help. When we get busy on the weekends, I love working weekends. We need help in the lobby. We need help with walkthroughs. Get the word out, get information as you're walking through. We do work with animal control in the city of St. Louis. Explain that. It's these stray animals that come in. And just answer questions that people don't know. Again, what's CARE? What's CARE all about?
Right.
It's an amazing place to be, and I like to talk about CARE a lot. Obviously, I'm here.
Well, and you know what? I grew up in St. Louis my entire life, and until probably the last maybe 10 years, I didn't know a lot about CARE STL. And so I was introduced and love CARE STL, love what they do. And I'm so proud, again, to have been asked to do the auction. I have a great time with that. It is hard not to take the dogs home because the dogs will be there.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Do you know who you're going to have yet?
We have puppies and kittens. It's our pet corner.
Cuddle corner.
Sorry,
The Cuddle Corner. You can see
Yes.
some of that from last
Yes.
year.
Yes.
My husband and I when we first walked in, it is exactly where I went, took a ton of pictures with them, and he's like, they're not coming home with us, Monica. I'm like, come on. He's like, we have 3 already. Well, we've got room for more. Sure.
Definitely.
You always want to feel like you have room for more. All right, if you're just tuning in, we are visiting today. Our spotlight on this Testament Tuesday is with CARE STL. We have a slumber party to talk about, and then we have more about the gala and how you, as a community, because we just heard about, community coming together and how much longer we can live. And again, the heart disease going down in Pennsylvania in one particular area back in the 50s. So we come together, but it's also what they provide us, right? We are their entire lives. And unfortunately, theirs sometimes is too short for ours, but let's just really focus on the time that we have for them. What can we do for them? Let's find out more with CARE STL when we return.
Monica's show. It's very informational, but more importantly, inspirational.
People such as myself and others can come out and talk about real issues that are taking.
These are amazing, really, really important topics that don't get discussed enough.
Really just promotes people who are making change and doing good in their lives.
Welcome back. Thanks again for tuning in to the Real Monica Adams Show. So you're seeing, maybe for the first time, maybe you don't know about CARE STL. That's why we wanted to bring them in today to shine some spotlight on the wonderful work that they're doing. So if you are just tuning in, this is Maddie. Yes, it is. That's your name, Maddie. As well, we are visiting with adoption and foster manager, right to my right, Jessica Schultz, and Melissa Strohmeyer, adoption counselor. So I'm looking at the questions, and Jenny said, for Maddie, would you want them to come to CARE to talk to someone? She said she had a friend who left a voicemail in the past without responding back. I suggested going in person. What is the best when they're adopting?
Just come in person.
Come in person?
Yes. You can actually go online beforehand and fill out your application, icarestl.org, and then just come on in.
Yep. When you fill out your application, please mention Maddie in the notes that that's who you want to adopt. Maddie will be available today after 3.
After 3, there you go. So Christy said my little Hazel's a purebred Shih Tzu, and we adopted her from a rescue. They're wonderful. I've had 3. They are so loving. You probably already have interest in Maddie, don't you?
No, actually, no.
No?
I do love our penny mixes, so I'm going to stick with that.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. As soon as I saw Maddie, I'm like, I don't think Maddie will last long.
That's right.
No.
I mean, that's a beautiful dog.
Yes,
and again, this is what we're trying to stress to you. For those of you that go to breeders and think that you are going to buy these wonderful purebreds and that you don't think that purebreds are at shelters, you're wrong. I have gotten 3 Shiba Inus,
Okay.
Yes.
all from shelters.
Amazing.
They
Shiba
are.
Inus. I
Absolutely.
love their tails.
I know, they're so cute. So remember that and start sharing this. Please do us a favor and always share and like and follow our live stream. I do want to let you know, for some reason, YouTube would not fire today, so we'll take the show and post it on YouTube a little bit later on when we wrap things up. Okay, we talked about a slumber party, so let's discuss this. When is this coming up and what's this all about?
It's coming up on April 18th. We, along with our volunteers, will spend the night at the shelter raising money. We do Facebook Lives. We do some really cool, fun games to interact with the audience. And yeah, it's just a great fundraiser.
I do actually think that was the very first time that I was ever introduced to CARE STL was for this. I did a piece on this back when I worked at Channel 2, and I'm like, this sounds like a blast. I'm like, can I come? I want to spend the night.
Absolutely. Yes. We just have fun with the pets. It's a really great time.
Well, come on. That just sounds like a blast. So 24 hours, and you all are in there with right now 70 animals that are like, yes, come on. Can you sleep with us on a regular
Right?
every
Yeah,
day?
it's a treat for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, there's a goal that you want to raise, $10,000.
Yes.
And you're at about 2,700, I think, last I
We're
saw.
working on it. Yeah.
I did post a link. I can do it again for you if you didn't see that. Otherwise, scroll back up. I posted a link of how you can find out more information about this. So this has been going on how many years now? Do you know?
I think around 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5, yeah, that's probably, so maybe it was when I was at Channel 5 that I did that. And I was like, okay, this sounds like a blast. So what all takes place besides having a sleepover? What do you read to them?
We read to them. We watch movies with them. We do enrichment, so we play with them. Yeah, it's lots of fun.
It's a good time with the dogs, for sure. And it gives them the spotlight they so deserve, for sure.
So that, as you're taking the pictures and you're Facebook Living, you're getting a chance to showcase them and show their personalities, because
Right.
it's really hard when you are looking at a picture of personality.
Sure.
I like to see them interacting. So in the last 4 or 5 years, like you said, since you've had this, how quickly have you seen some of them adopted after seeing those lives?
The very next
Yeah?
day when we open up. Yeah, they go fast.
They do.
How many volunteers do you have? 100?
I think we have right around 100.
So you got 70 dogs. Everybody gets to sleep over. It's just a packed house.
Yes, it is. Packed and so much fun.
Yes, indeed.
What kind of stories have you heard from the past slumber parties?
Oh, they just had fun. They enjoyed it. They want to spend the evening and then overnight with a dog. Okay, or it's just makes them happy and it's fun, and they'll bring their kids.
It is one of the most fun times for our
too.
volunteers.
I was just going to say.
Yeah.
They bring their kids too.
Oh, yeah?
I remember one year, a parent and her 2 boys slept with this dog. Honestly, I can't remember the name of the dog. I think they ended up adopting the dog the next
On the
day.
spot.
Yes. So they woke up, and they're like, we're going to adopt. And that's why we have the slumber party.
Absolutely. And you only hold that once a year, right?
That's right.
And
I'm thinking that you're. Go ahead.
I believe it's all over the United States. I think everyone does it on this day.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
nationwide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And so I don't know what the total amount is nationwide, but for CARE STL, we're looking to raise $10,000. And so again, there is a Facebook page that shows the event. Yeah, 2,673 is where they are right now, but their goal is $10,000. So I know my community is a very giving one. So if you can, click the link in what I posted earlier and donate so they can get to what they're looking to raise. Maddie, do you want to say something? Maddie's like, yes, can you give me a microphone? So can you tell me, both of you ladies, when we're looking at adopting and we're looking at rescues, what do you feel CARE STL provides that stands out from the rest?
We are partnered with our municipal, we are the municipal shelter of St. Louis. So, like, just all of the animals in the city that don't have homes.
Yeah.
We do our absolute best to find them a home.
And you know, the hard part is getting that call, getting that email of yet another, a dog that's been discarded, dog that's underneath steps, dogs that have been eating rocks. I mean, right?
It's
You see a
true.
lot of that.
It's true.
Dogs that have been shot, dogs that unfortunately they're, so malnourished. I mean, the stories will break your heart, but then there's the hope that comes out of it.
Indeed,
Right?
absolutely. When we had a dog, a puppy, who ate several nails. And he got adopted quickly, and it was just made a story. And our wonderful clinic, Dr. Bailey, Dr. Morgan, the clinic staff are amazing. How many times that they've had to help an animal amputate a leg or emergency surgery, puppies being born. I came into work one morning. A staff member in the clinic said, "Do you want to see the puppies?" I said, "Of course I do." Again, the rewards of this job. Honestly, we don't want the puppies being born,
Right,
obviously,
right.
but that's what we all do.
Sure. I mean, how many times have you had dogs that you've rescued and suddenly you're like, this is a pregnant mama?
It happens
Yeah.
quite frequently.
Again, so as a community, we're going to ask, how can you make a difference? We can't say this enough. Please spay and neuter your dogs. Again, take care of them. Keep them in your homes. Don't discard them. They shouldn't just be dismissed. When you adopt, it is a huge responsibility. So ladies, let's get into that, because I think all too often people are like, oh, I can adopt a dog, and if something goes wrong, whatever, we'll just pass them along. I don't understand why people don't think the way we do, which is that becomes your child.
It's a lifelong commitment.
It's
It
supposed
really
to be.
is.
And so there's again some heartbreaking stories. We always want to give you the positive side of it, and then the fact is, as many of those heartbreaking stories, they can tell you all of the positive ones of the rescues and the rescues, how they come back and they visit, and I'm sure repeat. Right? Okay, so I've adopted one dog from CARE STL, and I'm just going to keep adopting every time.
Actually, that happened last night.
Oh yeah.
Fingers crossed. This family adopted Cove, a pity mix. I think it's a bulldog mix. And they were looking at Rice Krispie. Yes, we have. Okay. Yes.
Who names them?
And I say it out loud.
Collaborative efforts.
Anyway, they said, well, we're adopting Cove. Cove is heartworm positive. They're willing to go through the treatments, again, with our wonderful clinic staff. And now they're going to come back probably next week. And we always discuss that when you want to get two dogs, get one at a time. That the dog decompress and just get used to your family. And then they're going to come back and get Rice Krispie and adopt Rice Krispie.
Okay, wait. What kind of dog is Rice Krispie?
Rice Krispie is a pity mix, obviously.
Oh, really?
Yes. And yes, we have different names. Italian butter cookie, I believe we do have, is a puppy who had an injury and is being treated at the clinic. Italian butter cookie is a puppy, I believe around 5 months old, and needs a foster home.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it is expensive, by the way, when they get these animals in. They don't know what, as you were just mentioning, animals that are eating nails, animals that are heartworm positive. This is the reason why your donation goes so far. I wanted to get into that next. So people will say, okay, so when I'm donating, where's my money going to?
Directly back in to help those animals in need. Every penny of it goes to help the animals.
Yes.
And you just mentioned the medical aspect of it
Yes.
all, because again, you would hope that they would come in and just have to do, okay, everything's fine. This is a healthy dog, and maybe they just need to be spayed and neutered. No. I mean,
So shelter dogs, they're stressed.
Yeah.
They're almost in a crate 24/7. An enclosure, please forgive me. We do have a large enclosure. Staff, we all try our best. Again, it's a labor of love. but they're so stressed. They don't know where they're at. First of all, they come in, they're scared.
Right.
They don't understand. So our job and the clinic's job is to make them feel better. So sometimes they get irritated stomachs. So we do probiotics, or they need a little help with their anxiety. We provide that as well. We are so concerned. Are they eating? What when they do soil, poop or pee? Excuse me.
It's part of life.
We examine it. I mean, this is a part of it. I mean, I'm not clinic, but I know enough that you're not feeling well.
Right.
And so we make sure that they feel so much better. And when you do foster, we help with those medicines that they want to continue to, if they continue to need them. Fostering, you get an animal out of the shelter and they're in a good home, quiet, loving. That's all they want.
Absolutely. And that obviously they're looking for their forever home. And if you foster and say that this dog is meant for us, then you adopt. If not, you're giving that time of, again, the barking and all of that, they get stressed. So when they're able to know, oh, this is a life that I can have, what a change. I mean, again, you do all you possibly can, but when you have 70 animals, they're all together, they're barking. Like you said, it's a labor of love, but at least you have them off the streets.
Exactly. A lot of times when they get into a foster home, that's where they learn how to actually be a dog. They get to decompress. They get to be with a family in a home situation. So that helps them then get adopted.
I can tell you, our last dog that we adopted, the Shiba Inu that I was telling you about, we don't know whether he grew up in the city, whether he was abused. We think he was. We got him when he was 3. Still scared, but you look at progress. And so if somebody were to come into our house and then see him and they're like, okay, he can't come to us. And I said, well, you don't understand. Him not shaking, him not running into his crate, being out in the open, laying on his pillow is huge.
Yeah, it's a huge progress. It's amazing.
It's these small things that you all maybe don't get a chance to see. Okay, we're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to tell you all about the gala. Again, when it is, where it is, how you can get involved, and also ask what they need as a shelter from a donation standpoint. Beyond money, what else could they use besides your volunteer help? All right, don't go anywhere. More with CARE STL when we return.
Welcome to the mobile Monica version of the real Monica Adams Show at my favorite restaurant. There's something about a coffee house that's just very warm and welcoming.
Gives you that sense of community.
What are you most proud of since you've opened it?
I cry easily. I'm thankful for everybody here.
You opened the door during the middle of the pandemic. You got the best Italian restaurant in the United States. Here in St. Louis, you put us on the map. Does it scare you? You go through fear?
Terrifying.
So how do you get past the fear?
We find something to laugh about.
Welcome back to the Real Monica Adams Show. If you're just tuning in, be sure to go back after the stream has ended and watch from the beginning. Again, we always start off with weather and news you can use, and then we get into Testament Tuesday, and what a powerful one it was today. And our testament is the incredible hearts and souls of those from CARE STL. That's our feature on this Testament Tuesday. We are, again, talking about the wonderful dogs, and unfortunately, there's 70 of them that need your love and your care, and then it will just open it up for 70 more. I mean, that's the thing. We just talked about the shelter being full. Yeah, that's the one that I saw on your social media page saying, we need your help. Can you foster? That's one way. And as you are just tuning in, if you are just seeing Maddie for the first time, Maddie will be available after 3 o'clock this afternoon. I mean, look how good Maddie is. Maddie's going to get fixed this afternoon, which is, again, what you all need to do. The adoption and foster manager is Jessica Schultz. Melissa Strohmeyer is the adoption counselor. So we talked about the gala. It's coming up at the Four Seasons. It's a chance for you to get all dressed up and just have a beautiful time and play with dogs. Doesn't that sound fun?
Yes, and kittens.
And kittens, sorry. Do not forget. I know, I'm such a dog lover.
I am too. I always have to correct myself, especially in front of our cat manager. She's Yes, she said, don't forget the cats and kittens.
Zach keeps me on my toes also. And there's the pictures of the beautiful cats. So the cuddle corner will give you an opportunity to see the cats, see the dogs as well. So tell them when the gala is going to be. And again, do you need some silent auction items, live auction items, etc.?
Yes, so it is going to be April 25th at the Four Seasons, and we have amazing items for our live auction, silent auction, but we could always use some more.
Yeah, I've got actually a little rundown for you of some of the things that they do have. You can be a firefighter for a day. By the way, Julie Tristan, who MCs with me, you know her from KZK. She is married to her hot, sexy firefighter husband. She always says, right? I'll make sure she gets this clip. So firefighter for a day. I bet you they played a role in that. The Four Seasons package always goes for a lot of money. That's just a blast. St. Louis City SC fans, they have Pitch Club tickets. St. Louis Epoxy Garage Floor installation, which is a new one this year. That's valued at $6,400. I think that's going to go. Yes, that's going to be amazing. The Key West, Florida trip, you can be a vet for a day, 1 week stay in Summit Cove, Keystone, Colorado, and Margaritaville stay at the Ozarks. So I know the Colorado one, at least 2 years ago when I was doing the auction, it went back and forth and back and forth. And I remember saying, I think the ladies are going to get it. And then the guys were like, we're going to get it. And the ladies ended up getting it. Yes. So all these friends pooled in together, pooled their money. So come be ready for that. But as you mentioned, up until what date can you still take some like silent auction, live auction items?
Oh, I would say right up to the weekend of the gala.
The weekend of the gala?
Yes.
Okay, so again, it's April 25th at the Four Seasons. Now, this one also interested me from the wine standpoint. So tell us about the wine sponsor.
Oh my goodness. I really do not know much about
that
that.
one. So again, they're looking for, from what I understand, you're looking for a wine sponsor. So if somebody can be a part of this, you can contact CARE STL and reach out and say that, hey, I want to be a part of that. I know they're looking for Cabernet. I was looking at, I think they also need some whites. Now there's a particular type of wine, Vente, W-E-N-T-E, that they're looking for as well. So they're seeking a featured wine sponsor for the spring gala. A lot of ways for you to be a part of this. And again, the biggest thing is say, I would like to adopt.
Yes.
But as we all know, sometimes it's not it's all about timing, right? It's all about, do you have the space in your home? Do you have the time? I have a ton of friends, ladies, that say, I would love to do this, but I'm away so much. And what would you say to that?
I would say that's absolutely okay. Our animals in the shelter, they're in their kennels around 23 hours a day. They get 2 really good 30-minute walks. Other than that, they are in the kennel. So if you think you don't have enough time to dedicate to these animals, you do. You do have enough time.
So for those that say, all right, I'm at work, how long really before, because you start feeling bad that they're in there thinking, hey, they got to get out to go to the bathroom. They have to get out to go walk.
I get that.
So I've heard so many different people weigh in on this. For their little bladders or their bigger bladders as they get older, how long can they really stay before they have to get out?
Okay, ideally 4 hours would be great. If you work a full-time job, they can be in their crate for up to 8 hours.
They somehow teach themselves.
Yes,
They do. They're super smart.
Oh, they are.
Very
You know what?
intelligent.
I've gotten to a point, ladies, where I've come home and I'm like, look, they know not to drink water while we're gone.
Absolutely.
Knowing that that's what's going to make them go to the bathroom.
Sure.
I mean, we do not give them enough credit.
No.
for how
No,
smart
they figure
are.
it out. They
Yes.
really do.
So we get that you have a full-time job, but they figure it out. Obviously, if it's a puppy, they've got to go out more. Or you have puppy pads.
If you have more time to dedicate to a puppy, that is wonderful. But we have so many adult dogs that can use a home
If
too.
not, I'm just going to say this. Rescue the dog, and then we love to support our sponsors. Look into Yuppie Puppy Pet Spa. They're out in Cottleville. They're out in O'Fallon, Missouri. And then maybe you take them there for daycare.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Go get him groomed. By the way,
Yep.
Maddie, I'm guessing, got his name because he's matted up his hair.
100%.
Sure, that's how he got his
it.
name. We'd
That
like
is
to
it.
But Maddie, I'm kidding. You're going to be gorgeous.
Oh, yes.
I can't
Oh,
wait
yeah.
to see somebody adopt Maddie and then get that not matted. And then they might say, we're going to change his name.
Yeah, we really want updated pictures. when you
Indeed,
adopt it.
we do.
Isn't that your favorite thing?
Love
Yes,
it
yes.
so much.
Is
Yes,
to see
we
them
do.
growing
We
up
do.
with
Yeah.
kids and
Yep.
the family and,
Yep.
as we mentioned, living their best life. Okay, so before we pick our devotional and tell you about some other great things coming up for this week, from a donation item standpoint, do you need food? Do you need, yes. Okay, what
All of
do
the
you all
above.
need? All of the above.
Yeah, desperately need a lot of donations. We go through, water buckets. Those are huge. Yeah, we get these water buckets. Don't remember the brand name. We use them for each enclosure.
Okay.
Food boats, like paper boats. Sometimes we just don't have enough regular bowls, dog bowls. Yes, I know. Yes, I
Maddie's
know.
giving kisses.
I know. She's like, thank you, Auntie Melissa, for asking for these donations.
High quality treats.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes, Jessica. High quality treats, like Beggin straps. Pepperonis are the favorite. We just break them into little pieces and give them the dogs. The dogs are such gentle treat takers, and I find that so much rewarding when I go to our Clark location.
And again, I love the fact that you said more high grade, right? We want to try to get them into some good nutrition.
Yes, indeed, for sure. They do need to eat a balanced meal. We feed them in the morning and the evening, and when you do foster, we will give you as much food as you need to foster, any other supplies, as Jessica mentioned earlier, and just to be a part of their lives. And then we'll do, like we said, foster fails. Of course, that happens a lot. And we don't like to say failure. I'd like to say success.
Foster success. You fell in love, and then you're giving that animal a forever home. So let's talk about if they do. Okay, so if they're fostering, which is something I had never done before, and I loved it, they really, truly do provide everything that you need just so that you can give them that time of understanding what it's like, as you mentioned, to be a dog. Because some of them do not understand at all how to be that because they lived on the streets, and they're trying to figure out how to interact with you and how to be loyal to you and how to behave because all they really want to do is be there for you. They, as I mentioned, for us, they are here, unfortunately, for a short time, but in that short time, we are their everything.
Completely, their whole lives.
Yeah, and they show it. That's all they want to do. So it's also, when you do that adoption, do the training. I stress this, they completely change into the dog that you want, but you've got to take the time.
You do.
You have to be a big part of that. So understand what you're taking in. So if they do decide to go from foster to adoption, what are adoption fees?
Adoption fees right now are $100 for dogs and $50 for cats.
And this is the other reason why, from a monetary standpoint, though, if we've got people that say, "Hey, I'd like to cover, I'd like to be a sponsor. I'd like to cover adoption fees." We've got companies out there that can do so as well. Yeah, let's bring this one. I love this slide. In 2024, as we look at what you were able to do, I mean, look at those numbers: 2,782, 2,037, 319. It is the aspect of what you do as a community that makes a difference in the lives of not only these animals, but future ones to come, and then all of the staff that get to see the reward of these animals going out, knowing that they're making space, by the way, for those that are coming in. So dogs and cats alike. Again, we do not want to forget about the cats. So a slumber party that's coming up and a gala. So one more time, tell them the dates of both of those.
Okay, the slumber party is April 18th, and then our gala is going to be April 25th.
And so if you cannot come to the gala, you can play a part, again, in your donation. And then we've dropped in the links. I'll make sure that they're more readily available to you. I'll drop them in again at the break so that you can donate. Again, let's try to get them to the $10,000 goal. CareSTL.org, once again, is the website. Follow them on social media as well. And of course, hey, Purina, thank you for all that you do, providing so much beyond the food, providing for them so that they can do the work that they do. All right, ladies, so at the end of the show, we pick a devotional. We always love to bring faith into play. Maddie, are you going to pick for us? So it is 100 Days to Freedom from fear and anxiety, from shame, depression, anger, overeating, or 100 Days of Healing. Which one are you feeling?
100 Days of Healing.
Healing. So I'll tell you, fear and anxiety used to always get picked, and then as soon as we brought healing into play, people have a tendency to pick healing right away. We're going to heal. We're going to heal you babies. All right, 100 Days of Healing coming up as well. We'll tell you about some really powerful shows on tap for you the rest of this week, and when some of our mobile Monicas are on tap as well, so don't go anywhere.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. No commute, no appointments, just warmth, relief whenever you need it. Sore muscles recover faster, tight joints loosen up, tension you carry all day, gone. relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
So if you're just tuning in, we are at our devotional part of the show, which we always do at the end. And our ladies have chosen, and Maddie as well, have chosen our 100 Days of Healing, which is from Stephen Arterburn. And we're on day 10, a man of suffering. He was despised and rejected by mankind, a man of suffering and familiar with pain. Like one from whom people hide their faces, he was despised, and we held him in low esteem. This is interesting how we can relate it to the dogs. We just told you that you're thinking, oh, I got to stay away from a pity mix, or what's going on with these dogs in shelters. Has depression descended on you? If so, know that you are not alone. In fact, several biblical figures, including the prophet Elijah and King David, struggled at times with despair. Many of the Psalms paint an unflinching portrait of the up and down emotions felt by those who were attacked, maligned, or even abandoned. Even the perfect Son of God experienced deep grief. In the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus groaned under the weight of his dire circumstances and asked God for a way out of his own situation. In fact, some Bible translations record that Jesus was so distressed that his sweat was like drops of blood falling to the ground. You can find more about that in Luke 22, verse 44. Think about it. Our Savior, who was fully human as well as fully God, felt such emotional pain that his body nearly collapsed. Our Savior, who left heaven for you and me, submitted to the torture of the cross out of a love so huge we can't even describe it adequately. The man of sorrows took on our sin, and his love knows no bounds. Ask him to enter your suffering with you. His touch can bring light to dark days that have seemed endless and healing to wounds you've long thought permanent. And again, we've got a voice. We understand these things. Those beautiful animals that don't have a voice. They're voiceless, and we give them a voice. We give them hope. Eugene Peterson said, when we sin and mess up our lives, we find that God doesn't go off and leave us. He enters into our trouble and he saves us. J.I. Packer said, God's purpose at the cross was as real as was the guilt of the crucifiers. And John Calvin said, you must submit to supreme suffering in order to discover the completion of joy. So here's your prayer for today. Precious Jesus, thank you. It doesn't seem enough, but I'll never stop saying it. You left glory and riches to rescue me from eternal separation from God. So I now ask you to take away my feelings of despair and cleanse me from my sins. Heal me as only you can. Amen to that on this Testament Tuesday as we get ready to approach Easter. And boy, what an incredible thing it would be to adopt and give the children in your home a wonderful new puppy or a dog. But please remember, it's not for a short time. It's not just how cute this could be around Easter. It is a forever home. So again, we want to thank the ladies coming in from CARE STL. So CARE, again, they have a lifesaver program that highlights dogs who need extra support, visibility, or placement with rescue partners who may have additional resources. As an open admission shelter for the city of St. Louis, they must always maintain space for incoming animals from animal control. Community support through adoption and fostering is critical. So icarestl.org, where you can find out more information. The spring gala that is coming up on April 25th, the tickets are available, as well as their upcoming slumber party. Again, $2,673 raised of a $10,000 goal in just 24 hours to support their ongoing care. And I know you are a wonderful community, so in any way that you can help, please do so. Again, I'll drop those links in for you. Jessica and Melissa and Maddie. Maddie's on the ground ready to play.
Yes. Sorry about that.
No, not at all. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you coming in and shining the spotlight on
you so much
the
for
wonderful
having
work that you
us.
all do. And again, volunteering, if that's something that you can do, please reach out to them. All right, so coming up on Thursday, we have a really cool feature on Midwest thermography. Do you all know about thermography?
No.
You know about mammograms, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But do you know you have a choice? If you don't want the radiation from mammograms, we're going to talk about thermography and ultrasound ultrasound, 2 possible options for you. So April, who is the owner of Midwest Thermography, we're going to do a spotlight feature on her Thursday afternoon, and we're going to show you that in the upcoming weeks. We also have a really cool feature on divine longevity and wellness. Wait till you see that red light therapy bicycle that I finally get a chance to bike on. A couple of upcoming Mobile Monicas in May, one of them at Barrel House, which is located in the Baldwin area on Clayton Road. Cannot wait for that. If you have anybody that you know is a bourbon lover, a rye lover, maybe they're a scotch lover, we're looking at the place right now. Really cool music that they have. In fact, I think I saw Tony Viviano is going to be playing there very soon. So if you like him as a crooner, check that out. Follow them, by the way, on social media or go to their website, barrelhousestl.com. We will be there on the 11th doing a show at noon. And the week before that, we're going to be at Oak and Front in Washington, Missouri on May 5th. So some really cool Mobile Monicas coming up for you. Reach out to me if you'd like for us to bring the show on the road to you. info@therealmonicaadams.com. Tomorrow on a Wellness Wednesday, we'll be checking in with Angie Hess from Spas and More. And for those of you that are thinking about being on a GLP-1, or maybe you are already, this is something we've never discussed. We've talked a lot about weight loss and hormones and ladies that are getting into perimenopause and menopause and what happens. Don't just accept it. There are many things that can be done, like bioidentical hormones. But if you do like a combination of that and a GLP-1, please go get an eye exam. And you might be saying, an eye exam? What does that have to do with weight loss? Well, there could be some dangers to your eyes. I'm going to speak with a doctor tomorrow all about that. You don't want to miss that. So if you know anybody that's on a GLP-1, have them go get an eye exam before they ever start on it, and we'll let you know why. That's all coming up this week on The Real Monica Adams Show. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of the show, to our sponsors, and to each and every one of you. And remember, there's one incredible message that we ask, not only to the animals, but to each other. Please be kind. God bless.